Let's just start with a simple question. One we probably don't ask ourselves enough. What burdens are you carrying around today? Seriously, take a second. What's really weighing you down right now?
All those worries we have, they're not just thoughts, are they? It's like they have actual weight, almost like we're carrying these heavy, clunky shells around with us. We just kind of pick them up as we go through life, and before we know it, our bag is just so heavy. But what if there was a way to just put those shells down? Well, that exact idea is at the heart of this really beautiful little story we're going to dive into today. It's called The Ocean's Secret and the Lighter Heart.
So the story starts in this incredibly peaceful place. It paints a picture that I think we can all imagine pretty easily. It takes us right down to the edge of the water. Imagine this. The morning sun's just hitting the sea, everything is calm, and the waves are just kind of whispering to the shore. It's so serene, right? And right there in the middle of all this is a little boy walking barefoot, and he's collecting shells. And you can almost think of each shell he picks up as one of those little worries, one of those little burdens. But then, right in the middle of all this peaceful calm, something happens. The boy finds something, and this one little discovery, well, it changes everything. So among all these plain, ordinary shells, he spots one that's just shining. He picks it up, holds it to his ear, and instead of that usual sound of the ocean, he hears something else. It's a quiet whisper, like a secret just for him. And the message is so simple. It's not some complicated piece of advice. It's just a gentle, direct invitation. Leave what burdens you here. Wow, think about that. Sometimes maybe all we really need is just permission. Permission to let it all go. So what does the boy do? This part is absolutely key. He doesn't just hear the words and move on. No, he acts on them. And what he does is basically this simple 3-step ritual for letting go. Okay, so here's what he does. First, he closes his eyes, to turn his attention inward. Then he takes a big, deep breath, kind of grounding himself right there in that moment. And then here's the most important part. He makes a real choice. He decides to let the waves carry his worries away. He actually visualizes them just floating off. And the result of this simple little ritual? Oh, this is where the real magic of the story kicks in. The outcome isn't about getting something new. It's all about the incredible feeling of lightness that comes from finally letting go. So the story says he just turns around and walks away from the beach. He leaves all those shells, all those little physical worries right there on the sand. He walks home with completely empty hands, but a lighter heart. And that's it, right there. That's the beautiful trade at the very center of this story. He traded the weight in his hands for a feeling of lightness in his heart. It's just such a powerful picture of what we gain when we finally release the things that are weighing us down. So let's just break that down. Before, his hands were full of shells and his heart was full of worries. And after, his hands are empty, but his heart is so much lighter. It's really that simple of a trade. And really, this gets to the main takeaway, the whole point of the story. The boy didn't just wish his worries would go away. He didn't just hope for it. No, he found a moment. He listened, and he actively took part in letting them go. It was a conscious choice, an action he took right there on the beach. Which, brings us to the final thought. For the boy, it was the beach. The ocean was his place to let go. So the question for you is, what's your ocean? Where's that place or that practice or maybe just that quiet moment where you can make that same choice to leave your burdens behind and walk away with a lighter heart?